Hello, and welcome to Book 4, Chapter 14 of You Should Be Reading. This week, I'd like to talk to you about Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. Now, this is a classic science fiction novel, and the name of it, Fahrenheit 451, is explained in the right on the first page. Fahrenheit 451, the temperature at which book paper catches fire and burns. So that's when books just spontaneously combust at that temperature. Fahrenheit 451. Now, what is it about? Well, it is a book all about the future, or a future, where there are groups of men called firemen who it's their job to hunt down books and burn them, and burn the houses of those who have them, and possibly even the people, because books are not allowed, or rather, I should say, books have been outlawed because they contradict each other too much, or they're just made up lies and everything. Fiction books, or people dealing with philosophy. They have conflicting opinions, and that's not good. Everything is very sleek and very modernized. Every house in the world is fireproof. Um, and there's television and music and radio, and the cars go super fast because you can't think when you're driving fast. And there's a lot of hints and subtle nuances and blatant laying out of the facts that society has reached a point in this book where it cannot concentrate. Like, the majority of people are undereducated and can't concentrate because they want everything. It got to that point because they wanted everything summarized more and more information condensed into fewer words, so to speak. And things progressed over time to the point where the schools simply stopped existing because people stopped sending their kids there. Children just roam wild and learn to be, evil little creatures. Uh, the adults don't care. They're off in their own little world. They're off doing what they want, and it's a very interesting juxtaposition, because the way the world is often described is, as at least what we see of it in this book, is almost like a utopia, but also at the same time a dystopia. So it's very strange and unusual. And Ray Bradbury, a Canadian author, who is quite a big name in science fiction, I'd never read this book before. There's a lot of parallels in this book, and maybe not exact parallels, but at least running in the general same direction. Um, but there's a lot of parallels, quote unquote, in this book, very similar to the way society is now, um, with a lot of so much social media, Twitter being 140 characters. It's a lot of summary, a lot of breaking down of information into small things. Uh, It makes you think, which is why I find this book and amazing and interesting. Now, our main character is what is it, Montag? I believe it is. Montag, yes. A man by the name of Montag. He's a fireman, and he ends up talking to a rather strange young girl who questions everything. Um, and it gets him questioning things. And then he starts reading books and deciding he's going to try and make a change, and so on and so forth. And it kind of goes from there, because he's existing in this world and trying to break out of it at the same time. And it's a rather grim and dark look at the way society could go, especially today. And this was written like many years ago. Originally, I think it was way back in 1950. This was originally written in the 50s. So way back in the 50s, this was originally written, and it is still relevant and still meaningful today, and it still kind of holds up a bit of a mirror to our society, especially the way it has evolved. Uh, so yes, this book is one I would highly recommend. Highly. Uh, yeah, it it got me thinking weird things, which I always like books to do. So I would highly recommend you pick it up and check it out. It doesn't have to be this volume. I managed to find an original printing of it at the used bookstore, which I was quite happy with. Mosquito. Um, and yeah, it's very interesting, very strange. Presents an almost alternative history in a way. So definitely worth the time to check it out, uh, especially if you like especially if you like thinking things along the lines of philosophy and society and how society is progressing. And even if you disagree with some of the ways society has progressed, uh, cell phones being so relevant and people being so tied to them. I'm guilty of it myself. I tend to check my cell phone multiple times a day. Uh, so yeah, it's just so interesting, so amazing. So I'm not sure if it's for everybody, but for those of you out there who have been thinking about picking up and reading this book, and even those of you who haven't, uh, give it a check out. Fahrenheit 451. Uh, Definitely worth the time. And it's Ray Bradbury. He is one of the classic names in science fiction, right up there with Asimov and Niven and Adams and several of the others. Um, so yes, uh, as always, until next time, my friends, uh, don't forget to tap that like button. Uh, if you like what I'm doing, tap that subscribe button as well if you haven't already, so you can be kept apprised of when I do new videos. Usually try and get at least one video a week, if not more. And throw a comment in the comment section. If you've read Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury, I've got the Martian Chronicles on my shelf to be read at some time in the future. But let me know if you've read any other Ray Bradbury works that you think I might be interested in and might want to check out. And just to get a discussion going about anything, about this book, about what it kind of means and what kind of a reflection that is eerily similar to the way society is these days. So do all that. And until next time, remember, you should be reading Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. And I'll see you next time.